This brief video will introduce you to paper number 1, a major component of our humanities course that makes up 20% of your grade and requires you to develop and demonstrate all 3 of the skills outlined in the course outcomes. Remember those from the first page of your syllabus? In this paper, you will analyze artifacts, identifying their specific details, interpreting the meaning of those specific details, and contextualizing those details. You will synthesize by pulling together discussions of 4 different artifacts in support of an overarching argument about an American cultural tension, and you will evaluate sources for their authority, credibility, and relevance. Many of these skills should sound familiar to you by now. We've been using them in our discussion forums and our street art analysis, but in your first paper, you will develop them more fully in a more complex project. Specifically, you will be putting together a 6-paragraph essay with an annotated work cited. The 6 paragraphs will include an intro, 4 body paragraphs, each of which analyzes one artifact that you will choose from those made available in the readings, lectures, and web resources shared in the course so far, and a conclusion. Your annotated work cited will identify and evaluate the sources of your artifacts, which must be primary texts, and any secondary sources you use in your paper to support your interpretation and analysis of those artifacts and what those artifacts say about the tension in American culture you chose to study in your paper. Finally, you will develop this paper through a careful writing process over the next 3 weeks. During that time, you will create a schematic outline discussing which tension and which artifacts you will study, compose 3 drafts, and provide 2 rounds of feedback on your classmates' drafts. In addition, you will have a one-to-one conference with Jim, either face-to-face or in my office, during week 7 of the course, the week before your paper is due. That 3-week writing process begins today with your careful study of the rubric for this paper, which walks you through the instructions, criteria for evaluation, and some sample topic and thesis statements, and a sample essay, which is by no means perfect, but gives you a good sense of what you want to achieve in your paper. Please print these documents out immediately after viewing this video. Study them carefully, and have them out on your desk every time you do any work related to paper number 1. That includes when you take the brief quiz I've assembled for you to take after you've studied the rubric and sample essay. See you in Blackboard.